Hey everybody, greetings from the county line. I'm back again this week with Carrie Lupini, and if you watched last week, we were discussing abortion because it's been in the forefront of the presidential and governor's political campaigns this season. And I wanted to know why women thought this was such a big issue. I've been told I'm not really qualified to talk about it because I'm an old white guy. So I got Carrie, who is clearly a woman, a mother, and who has a mother. So she knows all about this stuff. And I didn't mention to you last week, but Carrie is the volunteer executive director of Birthright in Kokomo. Which is not associated with any specific church, by the way, and we'll hope to talk about that, but we are promoting life, right?
Yes, we are.
Well, I think it's appropriate then. You want to kick us off with a prayer, please?
I do. This prayer was written by the foundress of Birthright, and her name is Louise Summerhill, and she wrote this prayer. Dear Lord, protect all of us, guide us in our work and adherence to the Charter. I ask that all the problems which upset us may be resolved according to your will, that we may learn to love generously and to forgive readily when needed. And I ask that I personally may always be ready to listen, to understand, and to guide wisely according to your will. I ask for unity and peace so that wherever the Birthright name is used, others will see that truly the essence of Birthright is love. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to continue because I had some more questions about abortion. You hear about these dismemberment abortions. Can you tell us what those are?
Well, basically, that would be done in the second trimester, which is the 4th, 5th, and 6th month of pregnancy. And basically, the cervix is opened, and the cervix is the entrance of the uterus. So the doctor would, or the abortionist would take forceps and put them up into the uterus and start basically pulling out the baby's body parts.
So I've heard about the suction method where is that just work in the first trimester?
Mostly, yeah, that would be the first trimester, the first 3 months of pregnancy, and a catheter is put into the uterus, the cervix and the uterus, and it's attached to a vacuum aspirator. And so basically the vacuum aspirator is turned on, and the baby and all the baby parts are sucked out of the uterus into the catheter. And
it's making me uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable to talk about. It's very uncomfortable. The risk factor there is that sometimes all the baby's body parts are not taken out of the uterus. So if anything is left behind, that's where infection can occur. If these instruments such as the catheter or the forceps have punctured the uterus lining, then you have a perforated uterus, you've got internal bleeding, you've got infection going on. So they're very dangerous to the mother, and we're very concerned about the woman's health here. And we don't want her undergoing these procedures that can be very, very threatening to her health, maybe even fatal, and could affect the fertility of her for the rest of her life.
Well, that's pretty frightening. And these pills, you talked about last week about the dangers associated with this, because abortion's been purported to be safe and effective and happy, and I mean, we all saw in Fast Times at Ridgemont High where the girl came skipping out of the abortion clinic and went and had a bite to eat with her brother.
No, that's not how it is at all. Women, most women suffer a lot of, not only can there be physical problems after an abortion, but there are a lot of psychological problems after an abortion, emotional problems after an abortion. If the woman is spiritual, it can affect her spiritual life as well. Nowadays, over 50% of abortions are done by chemical means. So there's a lot of emotional problems that have been documented in women who have had an abortion. It's called post-abortion syndrome. And this will affect her for the rest of her life in most cases. We like to say that, you know, when you're pregnant, you carry that baby for 9 months within you. But when you've had an abortion, you carry that baby for the rest of your life. And that decision that you made for the rest of your life, you have to deal with that decision. A lot of women just can't face it afterwards, and so the natural defense mechanisms inside of us try to keep us from remembering what happened, remembering what we did, and that can cause a lot of self-destructive behaviors in a woman.
You see much of that?
Many women do not want to admit that they've had an abortion, or they say they know someone who had one and they're fine. But
women are strong. I mean, they'll soldier through their decisions, I guess.
It's a very sad thing. The women who, when you've endured something like that, how could you possibly be fine?
Which I guess is a good segue into your organization here at Birthright. What is it? What does Birthright do?
Well, we are a pregnancy help center, an emergency pregnancy service. We do want the best for women. We want to make sure that she knows all the choices that she has. And she does have other choices. We were founded in 1968 in Toronto, Canada, by a mother and a wife. And she knew at the time that there just wasn't a place for women who needed some support during their pregnancies to go to. I mean, the only choice they really had was an abortion, and that's not really a choice. You know, if that's the only choice you have, it's not really a choice. So she started Birthright of Kokomo, or Birthright International. We're a chapter of Birthright International in Kokomo here. And it's basically what we do is we support the woman through her pregnancy and a little bit beyond as well. We offer her friendship, support, resources. We're here to listen. We really are here to listen to her fears, to listen to her doubts, to listen to her struggles. They're all very real. We don't sugarcoat anything, but we are there to show her how she can do this. And she is a strong woman. She can do this. Women have been raising babies for centuries and centuries, and we're here to help each other to do the right thing. And we want the best for her. And we don't believe that abortion is good for women or men. And you mentioned being a man. Well, this isn't really, in my opinion, a woman's issue. This is a human issue. We're all human beings. You know, the baby, 50% of the time, is a boy. So this, I feel like, is a man's issue as well. It really is.
Yeah, I guess it has to be.
Yeah.
So what brought you here?
Oh, what brought me here? I didn't even plan on doing this 20 years ago, but I came to help out at a Get to Know About Birthright event for women who are interested in volunteering. And at the time I said I would just help out with providing some music and some food and things like that. Well, I heard the talk of the previous director, Elaine Camille, at the time. She gave a wonderful talk about what Birthright is and what we do and what our mission is here to help the women and babies in our community. And just listening to her talk, I was hooked. I had to volunteer, and so I started volunteering 20 years ago.
Wow. Is Birthright affiliated with a specific religion?
We're not. We're interdenominational. We welcome all faiths, no faith. Everyone is welcome here. Several different denominations do help us financially or with donations of baby clothes or diapers or things like that.
How about a political party?
Nope, not political at all.
Really? How do you avoid it in today's world?
I don't know, and we just do. We've been able to avoid it all this time, so.
Well, congratulations. Does Birthright receive any federal funding?
We do not. No, we do not.
You know, I find that interesting because Planned Parenthood, which actually performs abortions and provides day after pills and what's that, whatever that drug is,
Yeah.
that abortion drug.
Yeah.
40% of their revenue comes from government reimbursements and grants.
Yep.
The government's apparently paying for abortions.
That's why we don't get involved in anything with the government. No.
Okay, you don't even want to talk about that then, do you?
We stay out of that.
Well, who do you serve? What kind of people come into your agency for help?
You know, we're here for anybody. It doesn't matter your race, your anything, your age, nothing. We're non-judgmental. Anyone in the community here who feels like they need a pregnancy test, they're worried they might be pregnant, or they just aren't sure if they're pregnant or not, they want to come in, please feel free to come in. We're free, we're confidential, and we have no judgment whatsoever. We're here to listen. We're here to provide a free and very good lab-grade pregnancy test. It's the same kind of pregnancy test you would get in an emergency room or a doctor's office. And we're just here to support you in any way we possibly can. We have maternity clothes here. Everything is free. We have baby clothes. We have diapers. We have wipes, bottles, anything you may need for the first about 3 months of your baby, after your baby's been born. We can help you with doctor referrals, Medicaid information, WIC, a lot of free services here in the Kokomo area as far as a free pack and play, free car seat, prenatal classes, anything you need, we will try to help you with. If we can't do it right here, we will find somebody to help you.
Pretty much full service then.
Full service, yep, even childcare.
What if a 14-year-old girl comes in?
All ages, doesn't matter the age. You don't need to bring any kind of documentation or anything like that. We're here to help. Of course, if a girl is underage, you know, we will see her, we will talk to her, we can give her a test. If she needs something that we have in the office, that's fine. But as far as like referring her to a doctor and things like that, we do want the parents to eventually get involved, or a guardian, whoever is her guardian. We do encourage the family to come together with the girl or the woman and support her. We're all about finding those support networks for her.
But a 13-year-old, you don't bother you can't call their parents and tell
No,
Dad
we would
that
never do that. We are confidential, and we never share any information about anyone who's ever come to the office or called the office. We will never do that. It is against our directives.
Okay, that's interesting. And you mentioned that you have supplies here, so if a new mother comes in and you've never seen her before, but she says, I'm out of diapers, you're going to try and help her.
Yep, we have a large supply of diapers right now and wipes. We have bottles, we have bibs, we have sleepers, we have blankets, crib sheets, peck and play sheets.
Now I know you said everything you learn from your clients is confidential, but and you and I talked earlier about the father's role in these arrangements. isn't he entitled to know what kind of choices the mother of his child is making? I mean, can you include him at all?
Only if the woman wants to include him. We're confidential, so it's up to her. I mean, we're certainly open to having the fathers here. A lot of times the fathers are here, and that's wonderful. If she's got that kind of support, that's great. But it really is up to her. We like to talk to her alone and see what she's comfortable with.
A lot of times then the dads do come in with the mother to discuss their options with you.
Yeah, a lot of times the dads come in, yeah. Sometimes the girl comes alone, sometimes she comes with her mom or a friend, or with the father of the baby, or she comes in. It's all different, it's all over the board.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about diapers and car seats and all that stuff. What about food vouchers and financial and rent assistance?
Yeah, we can assist with that. We have some resources here in town. St. Vincent de Paul is one of them, where we can give them a voucher where they can receive items for free. Where they normally might pay a nominal fee, we can give them a voucher from Birthright, and then they can receive those items for free. So we have a lot of different resources here that we can refer women to.
I know last week you mentioned that economics wasn't usually the sole driver for women to seek abortions. But these things, the services that you just mentioned, are available to girls that couldn't afford them otherwise. What percentage of your clients have money problems?
I would say that pretty much everybody in this economy right now, in this time of the year, and where we are right now, is experiencing some kind of economic problem. And so these resources help alleviate that, so she doesn't have extra financial concerns on her plate. So even
any
if
new parent's going to have.
Yeah, it just helps them out so much.
It's going to be a shocker first time you go buy diapers.
Right, exactly. And we like to help them with those kinds of things, so they're not experiencing extra financial obligations on top of what they already have.
So these financial aids can, even for somebody who might have their own living arrangements and a supportive father, it kind of eases that transition into motherhood for them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, good.
We even have a resource where a visiting nurse can come and visit them. It's free of charge. They can meet either at a mother's home or wherever they feel more comfortable, and she can help give them extra resources, milestone information, feeding information. There's a lot of wonderful resources out there.
Wow. Do you provide ultrasound services?
We do not. We're not a medical facility. The only thing that we are licensed to do here is give that free pregnancy test.
You have to be licensed to do that?
Yeah, we don't have any medical staff here. That would require some medical staff.
Well, tell me how that works. A woman comes to you with concerns about being pregnant and you confirm that she is, then what happens? Actually,
what we do is we tell her the test is either positive or negative. So if it's positive, that means that there is HCG in the urine sample, which is the pregnancy hormone. So, but we're not doctors, and even if we were, we couldn't diagnose here at Birthright. But we do tell her that the test is either positive or it's negative. So, I'm sorry, what was the rest of the question?
It was about ultrasounds and what happens when, that's where I was headed with it, but what happens when a girl does find out that she's pregnant? What do you do with them then? Okay,
so we do talk to them about how far along they may be, approximately, when their due date is. We talk a lot about gestational development. So if we figure that she's approximately 6 to 8 weeks along in her pregnancy, we do have a lot of informational materials that we can show her with the pictures, and we also have our models up on the top here, and these are all actual sizes, and we talked to her about the gestational development. So at 18 days along in the pregnancy, the heart of the baby does start beating. And so we do like to let her know. 18 days. Yeah, so this little baby here is 6 weeks old, and these are the actual size of the baby. And we like to show her these so she can see what her baby looks like and about how big it is and what's going on with the development of her baby at this time. So it does say that the heart begins to beat at 18 days and brain waves can be measured by 40 days. All body systems are present by 8 weeks along. So a lot of times, if she is, a woman might be 8 weeks along when we see her, and all the body functions are already there in the baby.
I know that, let me jump around here, and I know we're out of time, but I wanted to ask you, because you said the baby's heart's beating. So if an Indiana allows, everybody's made a big deal out of the fact that Indiana has banned abortions. No, they haven't. I mean, there are exemptions like rape and incest and health of the mother, but only up to 10 weeks, I think. And you're telling me that the heart's beating at that point.
Yeah, the heart's beating at 18 days, so that's 2 weeks and 4 days along. So the heart is beating. So yeah.
So you're stopping a beating heart.
You are, yeah, taking the life of.
Well, I need to take a break. If anybody else does, I don't know. But listen, I hope this has been a very interesting 20 minutes with Carrie Lupini, the executive director of Birthright. Before we go this time, tell our audience what they can do to help you.
Oh, we would love you to come and volunteer with us. We are all volunteer run here, and we always need volunteers. So if you would like to come and volunteer here at the Birthright of Kokomo office, we would love to talk to you. We provide all the training that you need, and it really is a joyful place to volunteer at. We have a lot of wonderful girls and women who come here, and a lot of them are very happy that they're pregnant, or even if they're scared, it's so wonderful to just work with them and rejoice in this new baby and see them grow in love for their baby. So we would just love you to come here and volunteer.
Okay. Well, listen, folks, we hope you'll join us next week back with Carrie Lupini. We're going to talk more about Birthright and some of the issues they face here. Until then, God bless.